The Park Tool DAG is something I've wanted to add to the Lama toolkit in a very, very long time. And just as I was about to hit purchase on a DAG 2.2, Park Tool go and release an updated version, the DAG-3, and that was the one that I had to have. So after searching high and low, they're out of stock everywhere, and waiting, because they're not due here in Australia until mid-September, I finally have one, and this week it arrived. So the DAG tool, which is the Derailleur hanger alignment gauge. People absolutely love these things. Amazon ratings, 5 out of 5. On retail sites, 4.8 plus out of 5. If you've got one, people swear by them. They're around $117 US, or over $200 if you jump through the hoops that I did to get one of these early, and I was pretty happy to put one to use this week in the Lama garage. What this tool does is allow you to check your hanger alignment and adjust it to ensure your rear hanger is straight, thus giving you the best chance at crisp and accurate rear gear shifts. Now, there's a number of reasons why your rear hanger may come out of alignment. The obvious, crashes, and the not so obvious. Maybe you've flown with your bike and it's taken a hit when you weren't looking by those baggage handlers. Maybe your bike is coming on and off a direct drive trainer and getting a few knocks here and there. As I said, a number of reasons, and it's definitely worth having one of these tools. And it was definitely worth me checking on 3 of my bikes this week. So the 3 bikes that I chose, first up, the Giant TCR that I use for power meter testing, that has had a very hard life indoors. I then put this tool to use on my good road bike, the Giant TCR 2019 Disc Edition, which has been sitting in the corner pretty much all winter, waiting for the better weather. And my old racing bike, the Specialized S-Works SL4, which has had a very, very hard life indoors and out. Now, I think I've replaced the hanger on that once, but I definitely never have checked the alignment, so this will be interesting.
First things first, and that's the removal of the Di2 cable and the derailleur itself to get that well out of the way. DAG tool threads straight in. And they recommend starting off at the 6 o'clock position. So that's where we'll start, and using the same point on the wheel every single time to ensure if your wheel is out of true a little bit, it won't affect these measurements. So lining the pin up with the wheel here, moving it out of the way, up to 12 o'clock. So this is checking the vertical alignment of the derailleur, and it's not too far out. Park Tool do state either 3 or 4 millimeters is okay, and that was definitely less than that. Now to check the horizontal, starting off at the 9 o'clock position, then moving the pin out of the way over to the 3 or 4 o'clock position, thereabouts, and I can't get that pushed across, so it is off a little bit. Okay, and I can push it across, and let's move the pin. So what I will do is get it out of the way, pull it back around to the 9 o'clock, and you can see there is quite a gap there, definitely more than 3 mil. So slight adjustment, ever so slight, and remeasure from here, the pin, pushing it in, and very, very close. So that appears to have done it. And just rechecking the 6 and the 12 to make sure everything is still in alignment. And good to go. Easy as that. That wasn't too far out, but definitely worth making that small adjustment. No skips, no jumps, changing pretty quickly. Job done. Bike number 2, my good road bike, which is in a state of only half being built at the moment. And this has a third-party derailleur hanger, a direct mount. It isn't the stock one from Giant, so I'll be interested to see how straight this is. It's only relatively new, so I'm hoping it is spot on. but I'll be keen to find out. Starting off at the 6 o'clock at the valve. A few short taps to make sure it's in the right spot. 12 o'clock. Perfect. That's looking good that direction. On to the 9. Realigning the pin. Over to the 3 or 4 o'clock. Close enough. And doesn't line up. There's actually a decent gap there, and I can fit a 3mm hex key easily between it. A little bit of elbow grease, just slight bend. Tappity tap. Still not far enough, so pushing it a little bit that way. Tappity tap. A little bit more. Tappity tap. We're good there. We're good there. And again, 12 and 6 o'clock check just to be sure everything is square. And we are good. So that was interesting. The relatively new direct mount hanger did require a small amount of adjustment to get it square with the cassette. And the last bike that I'll check is the SL4, my old race bike, which I'm sure will need a slight adjustment. So checking the 9, the 4 o'clock, needed a little bit of adjustment there. Surprisingly, not a lot of adjustment required on the SL4.
So there it is in action, the Park Tool DAG hanger alignment guide and adjustment tool, I guess you'd call it, because you can use it as a pretty decent lever there. Now, if you're having to realign your derailleur quite often, eventually that hanger will snap. So I'd recommend looking at third-party derailleur hangers for your bike, if that's the case. Now, as this is universally compatible with almost any bike, I'd highly recommend you convincing that friend that has everything to go and buy one, so you can borrow it every now and then. Okay, wrapping it up there for today. Thanks for watching this one, and expect a few more Lama Garage videos coming up soon as I prepare my bikes for the summer that's coming, and we're still in lockdown, so we can't ride very far. No better time to get everything prepared for when we can. Thanks for watching.